Hello everybody, and thank you again for watching this video. Um, sorry. I just wanted to make a really quick video because in my last video I kind of mentioned that I wanted to make a quick video about my experience with coming out and what I said to certain people. With my case, a lot of my family and a lot of the people that didn't know or that I wanted to know weren't in my area, meaning more than 7 hours away. And you know, I really got to the point where I couldn't hold it in anymore. I didn't want to hold it in anymore, and I knew the longer that I waited, the more awkward and the harder it was just going to be for me. You know, I felt like I wasn't doing myself a favor by holding back or by trying to still be this person, you know, and for once I feel like maybe not even maybe. For once I feel like I'm doing me, and I feel like so much has been lifted off my chest, and I haven't even began anything. However, I did want to go ahead and tell you what I wrote. Sorry if my fan is gawking a huge loud noise. I know it's pretty loud, but it's really hot right now, and I don't have AC. Unfortunate, huh? So if a husband of mine is watching this, you can always pay for my SRS and for an air conditioner. Just kidding. But anyways, so this is what I had to say. I'll read it to you. I look horrible. Anyways, well, I just can't seem to find a way to tell you in person. As much as I think about it or try to get the words out, I can't help but to keep it inside. I've lost so much in such a small amount of time, and I can't help but to feel like if I keep lying to you, that I'll lose you. Perhaps it'll be the other way around, but know that I'd rather be honest than lie. To make things short and to the point, I don't feel like I've always been the greatest son. I feel like you've always knew what was on my mind, but couldn't get me to say it. But when I tried telling you when I was 18, it was so much easier to keep my mouth shut when you asked me if I was gay. For as long as I can remember, I couldn't put a word to how I felt or who I was. I'm transgender. I've never felt like a boy. I've tried to change that feeling so many times. I've tried to change my image, hair, clothes, and personality. But now I just feel lost. As a kid, I prayed so much, and I tried dedicating myself to church because I thought it would change my feelings. And every day was the same struggle. I know you have to have felt how angry I was growing up. I never went out with my friends because I wasn't comfortable being in public, and to this day I'm not. The only time I've ever felt like me is when I can be me. I've been trying to throw hints and slowly share pictures that I knew you'd see because I was hoping you'd mention it. I know it's not what any parent necessarily wants to hear, but I'm tired of neglecting my feelings. Every relationship I've had has failed. My friendships are fading, and now my family's gone. I feel like a coward for not being able to tell you in person, but I know I'd feel even worse if I kept it from you. I don't expect you to be happy, or even like the idea, and I know I won't ever really know exactly how you feel, but I just want to be happy. I'd love to talk to you in person. I promise I'll be as open and honest about anything and everything. I love you, and I hope you know I'll always be the same person. Just happier. And I'm sorry that I'm squinting like this, and my eyebrows look hella chola. Um, but my fan is blowing wind in my eyes, and my eyes are really dry right now because my contacts are really dry right now. But yeah, that was pretty much what I wrote. And the past few days, week, whatever it's been since the 4th, I've read that a lot. I've read it out loud. I've written it down plenty of times before I sent it off. And, I've really tried to, to see if maybe I would feel different about it. And honestly, the only difference that I feel about it now is I just, like before, when the first stage of it, like, my advice to anybody that is considering or even thinking that they're trans or gay or bisexual, whatever you might, even if you, whatever it is, whatever your struggle is in life, get it out, don't keep it up inside, because for 22 years of my life, well, maybe a little bit less, maybe, I don't know, since I was like 7 for sure, I've known that I was different. I've known that things were different, and even before then I knew things were different, but, I feel like at that age I understood that I guess I wasn't a boy, and I kept it inside for so long, and I won't say every day gets hard, but every day is just this, personal thing that's just not fair for anybody, and whatever is on your chest, the moment that you say it, the moment that you write it down, the moment that you set it free from yourself, you will feel so much better, even if it's just for you to read. Like I said, I wrote this, I literally have my journal, and it's written down so many different ways. It's written down on like probably 8 pages, and I had it written down for probably about a month and a half, and because I initially tried to say it in person to my dad when he came down, but the day that he was already about to leave, and I really didn't want that to be the last thing on his mind before he drove 7 hours back home. And because I just didn't want him thinking about it, and I didn't want to tell him over the phone because I knew I wasn't going to be able to see his expression on his face. I knew I was going to hear his voice change, whether it was, an emotional change or whatever, like I didn't want to hear that right away. I wanted it to be, in person, face to face, but, it's one of those things, like I said, I really couldn't afford to wait any longer. I didn't want to. I needed to know where I was. I needed to do this for myself, not for anybody else. I needed to get it off my chest because every day it was bothering me, and I wasn't happy with that. I have been getting a few questions on my Tumblr. A lot of them are really good questions that I'm really, really excited to answer. I'm currently writing them down that way, because a lot of them are actually, well, considering the way that I make videos and they're freaking long, they'll probably be their own videos because I tend to ramble on about stupid crap that has nothing to do with my video, and it ends up being like 14 minutes long. But anyways, I did get some really good questions. Some of them I did answer on my Tumblr, and wherever it is on here, wherever on the screen, my Tumblr link is on there, so if you do want to ask me questions, if you do have a Tumblr, feel free, anonymous or not. But yeah, and like I said, I did answer a few because some of them I wanted to right away because I think questions just excite me. But one of them real quick that I will answer because I think it's important for this video as far as my story. Whenever I don't even know how old I was. Honestly, I want to say I could have been anywhere from, I'm pretty sure I wasn't 19. I want to say I was either 20 or 21. I want to say 20. Probably barely turning 20. I'm going to feel horrible if I wasn't, if I was some other age. How funny. But anyways, around that time, I was kind of going through this personal struggle with, well, I mean, I've always gone through that, but I was really going through this struggle of, I had came out to a few of my friends back when I was 20, or at that time, and, a lot of them, well, not a lot, I won't say that, maybe 3 of them that I really cared what their opinions were, told me kind of point blank, I think that you're just confused, and I think that, the reason why you're so happy as Lavinia is because, Patrick has lived the bad experiences, and Lavinia is just living the positive, fun experiences that you wish you could have as Patrick. And, and I understand that, and honestly, that's how I felt early on. I felt like growing up, I was too afraid to mention anything of that sort. Even at that age of 20, I was nervous because, I didn't really have bad experiences as a female. I've always had positive. Of course, I've had a few people here and there, either say that's a drag queen or that's a tranny or, something stupid like that. And of course I've had bad looks at me. But as far as like abuse goes, even as Patrick, I've never had abuse. So I mean, that's not a case or an issue. But the one thing that I will say is, I know that I have had bad experiences as Lavinia, but they don't affect me anywhere near in the same sense as when I'm me. I'm not bothered by small things that I would be bothered as myself, I don't feel self-conscious. I don't feel not confident as Lavinia. I'll go out to eat as me, and the looks that I get, I'm pretty sure are 10 times worse as Lavinia, and I know that people look at me like, some of them look at me like I'm gorgeous, and some of them look at me like I'm the most disgusting thing in the world because I live in a small town. But my phone's about to die, so I'll end this quickly. But the one thing that I really wanted to establish before this ends is my tattoo. It's of a hot air balloon. You can't really see it right now. I will probably post a picture of it later. But the words on it say, "Send a wish upon a star, do the work and you'll go far. Send a wish upon a star, make a map, and there you are." And they're song lyrics from an artist named Sia, and she's one of my favorites, by the way. To me, it has 2 personal meanings, but ultimately the meaning behind it that I didn't tell anybody when I was getting the tattoo was my idea of when I was going to start, and when I was going to start my transition, pretty much, and come out. That was my wish, was to be happy and to be me. And, I feel like now I'm finally on my way, and, the sky's the limit, and that's what my tattoo represents. That's what makes me so happy to have it on me, and the fact that I finally have that, goal, and I'm making my own map, which is cheesy to say, but it's the truth, and I know where I want to go, and I'm on my way. But anyways, I'm really glad that you watched. I hope you share, like, subscribe to my videos, and much love. Have a wonderful night. Love you all. Love, Lavinia.